Good evening. Welcome to the Power Hour. I'm Steve, along with the urban sensation C-Red. And tonight, of all nights, the future of independent wrestling rests in our hands tonight as we look down the rabbit hole, as we are approaching like an out-of-control freight train, the night of the Super Wrestlers. We just had Billy Wack on the show a few weeks ago. We had to bring him back tonight because we need to know. This is where you go to find out why you need to be at the Concord Music Hall this Sunday night to see Night of the Super Wrestlers. Our guest, one of our friends of the show, the legendary, the one, the only, the incomparable, live from the Wack Lair, Billy Wack.
Hello, everyone. Hello, C-Red.
What's going on, Billy Wack?
The same old, same old. Although, yes, we are getting closer to Night of the Super Wrestlers, and I'm nervous. What can I say? I'm nervous. It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing going to be the biggest show all year. I'm going to say that right now. What is there, like Wrestle Rage or whatever? I don't even know what there is anymore. It's going to be bigger than all those. Rah, I hope.
posture, blah, blah, blah. Right.
The fingers crossed.
We are, we've been talking about Super Wrestlers now for this. We're 3 years almost removed from this was supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen. And then the pandemic hit like 2 days after this was announced, because I remember starting to see the promotional things, and we talked at that time, and we're like, yeah, we just got to wait and see, when we can get back in it. And the world stopped.
Yeah.
And how do you, at that point, you have the plans, you have everything kind of in the works, and it's ready to go. And then you have to put it in your pocket for 3 years. That must have been hell.
But it gave us a chance to then kind of think about it, refocus, think about the direction we were going in, maybe change it up a little bit, change the trajectory a little bit more, something a little bit different. And again, here we are 3 years later. It's like most of the ideas and the guys that we're using, it was like they were frozen in ice and they thawed 3 years later. Like everybody's still around, everybody's still ready to do it. And most of the same ideas and concepts are still ready to go. So in a rare case, suddenly 3 years later, we're ready to do it again.
It amazes me that you and CM Venom have had 3 years to marinate this and bake this and go over it and pour all of your creative energies into it. That is a gigantic statement for those of us that know what goes on in the mind of Billy Wack and CM Venom, because you have brought us some of the greatest moments in indie wrestling history. And, for those of you watching the Power Hour, if you don't know what the LWF is, I don't know why you're watching the show anymore, because we reference it all the time. The first indie show I ever saw as a human was LWF in Lamont. First shopping cart match I ever saw, LWF in Lamont. First time I saw a guy fly off a balcony, LWF in Lamont. So for me, you guys were the standard bearers. And then years later, I got kind of into it. But everything I knew about indie, I was a WWE fan, WCW, all that stuff. But everything I knew about indie wrestling came from the LWF. So that was always my thing. And to know that the minds behind the LWF has had 3 years to put Night of the Super Wrestlers, it blows my mind. This thing could be the biggest cosmic night that the world has ever seen. No pressure.
Right. No pressure. And see, that's the thing. That's the problem. It's like trying to live up to your own, legacy. You have a responsibility to your own legacy. And that's why I'm like, this just can't fail. On paper, it does everything it's supposed to do. This should be great. So I can't wait. I'm really excited. Hey, look, at the very least, it's going to be like a meetup for every single person in indie wrestling you've ever met. I think it'll just be so you young wrestlers out there, if you want to network, come to Night of the Super Wrestlers. There's something there for everybody.
And that's no joke. A lot of the young guys, they messaged me and, they said, Steve, you're talking about this night of the Super Wrestlers. We never heard of this promotion. And I'm like, whoa. Slow down. This isn't a promotion. This is an entity unto itself. It's not, it transcends that. And they're like, well, why are you making such a big deal about it? Why do you want to go to this? I mean, honestly, the people that are going to be in the audience, you are going to have a who's who, because everybody that has been in this business or a fan of this business for the past 25 years is going to want to come see this, because it's been a minute since Billy Wack has been at the helm of something like this. And everybody like me, especially, want to see what's cooking. So, you're very right. I mean, if you're a young wrestler, get your ass out to the Concord Music Hall, because you're going to run into, you're going to sit next to somebody you're not even aware of it.
Right.
No,
and always bring your gear.
ticket.
Always bring your gear, because you never
Ticket.
know when we're going to need druids or something.
I want to be a druid, damn it. Nobody's got a cape that big.
Buy
Nobody.
a ticket. That's what they need to do. Buy a damn ticket. Don't just show up.
No, buy a ticket. Come on, man. It's not a lot for a ticket. You've spent way more money on much more stupid things.
Right. Buy a ticket. Buy a t-shirt. There's going to be Night of the Super Wrestlers t-shirts there.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. I'll be wearing that next Tuesday night of the show. I'm rocking the Marche shirt tonight, but I'll be wearing the Super Wrestlers shirt next week. So we know it's here. We know it's upon us. I want to know about the participants. There are 8 humans in a tournament.
Yeah.
Style format.
Well, I mean, 7.5. I mean, we don't know what Pubic Moose is. We don't know. We don't know what he is.
I have loved Pubic Moose since the day it came out of your lips the first time around.
And people think like, oh, it's a typo. He meant to say public moose, but no, there's no such thing as a public moose.
No, it's Pubic Moose is it's a whole thing of reality that I don't think anybody's ready for. But some of the people that I have seen in promos, most recently, Madam Shatter. Well, that wasn't disturbing at all.
Yeah. So I mean, the story with Madam Shatter, apparently, her and Destructo have accidentally been transported to our dimension, and they believe that if they win the prize, this is their key to getting them home, like some kind of cosmic key that'll get them back home or something. So that's their problem. I'm just like, look, I'm just going to unlock the doors and let everybody in there and do their tournament. So like I said, everybody's got a problem. Madam Shatter, she's got this mask. She was threatening people. She was threatening people when we were doing the promo. She's going to scream, and it's going to
mental health will drive you mad.
It'll drive you mad. She's the Unquiet Riot. She
Quiet Riot indeed.
Yells in that thing. Yeah. So what I can figure out is she basically has an EMP bomb that she can put on and destroy stuff. So we're like, hey, chill out. Don't do anything like that. If you guys win the tournament, good luck getting home. If you don't win the tournament, maybe we can figure out a way to get you home. But please don't destroy our eardrums.
So just in that brief explanation, you have got wrestling involved in quantum realm, multiverse, Flashpoint. So you are now encompassing the entire comic book gamut with this fair here. So if you like Marvel or you like DC and you want to see people with gauntlets and stuff, you come to the Concord Music Hall, because you don't know if Thanos himself is going to pop out of some kind of wormhole.
You don't know. You don't know.
Red, I'm all verklempt. Red, try to contain your enthusiasm, please.
Why?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
I
Red,
already
you're
know.
going on Saturday, right? You're Sunday. You're going to the Super Wrestlers, right?
Sunday. Yeah, I'm going.
Well, all right. So talk to Billy. Ask something. I'll keep talking all night. I got a whole full of questions.
No pressure. No.
I don't trust Billy Wack as far as I can throw him.
Oh no. What happened? Oh no.
Here's why I said that. We remember that little promotion that they ran. They were constantly full of surprises. You never knew what they were going to do. Right?
Right.
There's no way in the world you can predict anything on Sunday night.
No, that's
Seeing Venom and Billy Wack, as you sat here and stated for 3 years, plotted, planned. I'm going in the door Sunday, and I'm leaving all reservations outside. I'm not expecting anything yet. I'm expecting everything.
expecting nothing, but expecting everything at the same time. Yeah, that's not a bad way to describe it. That's actually right there. Hello, Rion. How are you?
I've known Billy for years. And I'm not gonna go in this and be like, oh yes, I'm expecting to see. Like, no. Just as I told somebody Saturday, this will be the third weekend where I go to a show and I am a fan. I'm not going in like, hey, Mr. Wack, can I get booked on your next show? No. I'm going in to be entertained. I did that 2 weeks ago. I did that this past weekend. And I'm doing that again Sunday. And Sunday is the icing on the cake for me. Because of somebody that I have known for so long, that I have respect for. And again, they've been sitting on this for 3 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Can you imagine how much paper and erasers they have went through trying, and they were like, yeah, this worked. No, they don't.
You are so right. And I saved every one too. And it's like, seriously, it's like, notes throughout the years. Maybe one day they'll make a book of it, a scrapbook, because it all started on April 23rd.
Billy Wack's commemorative scrapbook.
And don't act like we won't buy it. Don't act like we won't buy it.
I'll buy it.
We bought the book. We bought the book. So. First of all, for me, it's a reunion. I get to see. So we're gonna put Jim. Hi, Jim. How you doing, Jim? All right. Since
Hi, Jim. He's
last
somewhere.
time he'll
be watching.
Last time I don't know, but we as soon as everything happened, he was, hey, are we going to the show? So yes, we're all going to the show together. We're all coming together. The whole gang, it used to be, we're all coming together. So it's a reunion. And I get to sit there with people I haven't been around in a while and seen. And I just want to be entertained. And I know that if anything else, I will be. I won't feel like, oh man, this sucked. I could have watched XFL on a Sunday,
Oh, come on.
See, and that's, again, no pressure. Now I like it's not just like we're entertaining wrestling fans, which is a certain level of performance, but now like entertaining our peers. To me, that's like the stakes are high, and like that's where the real pressure is. I'm gonna look out, and it's like everybody I know and everybody I've ever known. So, the nervousness to perform and to always hit that bullseye. Oh man, I mean, you can if you know me, and you do now, really, you're gonna see it when I come out. When I come out, like, oh my God, here it is. So, yeah, it's like riding a horse, or riding a bike, I guess I should say. You always remember how to do it, but it's been a while, and I'm just anxious. I'm excited. But I want everybody to be entertained, as always. That's what we want.
The reason why I know this is going to be good, and you're right, I have a feeling your audience is going to be 75% people that actually work in this business, because everybody that works in it now started off as a fan back in the day. So a lot of the people are coming out there that, you know, that's a lot of, I can understand where that would make you feel a little apprehensive, because you're used to working toward the fans, which is, you know, what we all do, but this is a very specific set of fans. So, you know, I can imagine it makes you want to, you know, raise your game to its highest level. But the fact that it's been in the queue for 3 years and you've been improving it and changing it and refining it, I have no doubt that when we get there, from the minute it starts to the minute it ends, you're not going to want to take your eyes off of it, because the concept is so unique, it's so original, and these characters. And, you know, we've debated on this show hundreds of times. Everybody has the flips and the flops and the jumps and the kicks and all the great stuff. Very few people have great characters anymore. There are a few, don't get me wrong. This show is all characters, and that's what I love the most. I love the fact that they're very, very dynamic. USA Hole, very dynamic. I mean, obviously the Shogun, what the hell is up with his hand? I mean, God only knows. You know, Rior or Ryor, or however you pronounce the king of Prosernia, Madam Shatter and Destructo, Business Puppy, who might end up being my favorite wrestler of all time before all is said and done. The cast of characters is unlike anything you can go to any other place and see. And I think that is what has me so excited, because you go in there and you absolutely have no idea what's going to happen. I know that I should like Vlad Bladder, but I think maybe I end up loving Vlad Bladder just because it's Vlad Bladder. I think I want t-shirts of all these fucking people.
Right.
I mean,
right.
it's a merchandise bonanza is what it is. And it's just so, it's the uniqueness, and it's got your stamp on it. And, you know, there is a Billy Wax stamp. And it's very difficult to quantify it, but you know when it's there. And I fully expect at some point you're going to end up in the center of that ring, Indian style, in the middle, because that is the way this should work. But back to the characters. You know, right now we see possibly, you know, next to Business Puppy, my favorite character of the Super Wrestlers, it's Vlad Bladder, the teenage vampire. I mean, this potential and what could happen with this young person is astronomical. I mean, is there blood sucking in our future? Because I fully believe he can do it.
I mean, all I know is he has to be home by sunup. So that's all I know. That's all I know.
The after party at the Whack Mansion may have to wait for Mr. Bladder.
Right. He's got to stay in the basement until like sundown, I suppose.
Hopefully you have some extra coffins hanging around up there so you can get his night's rest. There's another picture up there. I believe I've seen those eyes somewhere before. What can you tell me about this human?
Well, that's Destructo.
That is Madam Shatter, her traveling companion.
Her traveling companion.
Wherever and from wherever.
Yeah, and it's just a brute, just a monster. And in the first round, he's taking on Ryor, the king of Cross Turnia. So I mean, it's a classic like good barbarian versus futuristic other dimensional barbarian kind of thing. And
you're hitting me right in the Saturday morning cartoon, because I used to watch Thundar the Barbarian every Saturday.
Right. I mean, you know, so I mean, both of these guys, if you're watching, welcome to Earth. The show is Sunday. I hope you find your way there.
I want to know, and I've probably asked you this before, but I think it bears repeating, at least tonight, as we are so close to it. When you decided you were going to do something like this, how did you get inspired to make something like this? Wrestling promotions and wrestling shows and making them, you know, anybody that has the acumen for the business can do it. But this is different than anything else I've seen in the 10 years I've been doing it. And it's also different than the many more years that I've been watching it. What about this? How did you get inspired for this?
Okay, so we can. I mean, I'll say this. I'll say this for me. Maybe people agree, maybe they don't. But one of the worst periods in modern wrestling was like 1995, 94 WWF. You know, when they were doing like Mantor, which is my favorite, but like Mantor and
Isaac Yankem.
All those like ridiculous gimmicks. Okay. So you look back at it and you're like, man, that shit was ridiculous. What were they doing? What were they thinking? God, those poor men who had like, nails. And not like he's a poor guy, but like I'm just saying, like another one of those weird gimmicks. That early 90s, it just wasn't good. But imagine if it was. Imagine if all those goofy characters and shit were like booked to some weird perfection and they really like, you really had a backstory for why like the goon was the goon and like you actually gave a shit because they tried to tell it and but just imagine crappy 90s and weird gimmicks were just booked somehow properly. I know it's a weird Venn diagram fever dream, but that's kind of what this is. Like, what if you just lean into it, lean into the characters and gimmicks? Look, all the guys, we know they're sound technical wrestlers. We know everybody can pull off what they're doing. Let's slap a nice new coat of paint on them for the super wrestlers. They've come through the gate of the multiverse. Here they are in Chicago. So it's kind of what we're doing. We're doing the weird gimmicks, and we're just letting the stories. We're just trying to tell some stories here with them.
So much.
Let me ask this.
Go ahead, Red.
No, just internet wants to act funky tonight. A spin-off of Steve's question. And I'm sure you've been asked this question before. But why not just bring back LWF for one night? Like, why try something so different?
Because I mean, it's like I don't know, it's not like trying to resuscitate a dead body because I don't think it's a dead body. It's I think in order for this to go, we needed to see a new logo. We needed to see a new thing. There's a new flag to salute. We needed a breath of fresh air. I didn't want to walk in the old footsteps. And then maybe if something got fucked up, like that's our last memory of it is that failed show they tried in 2023. You know, I would rather just like see what goes on here. There is not to say that a dimensional gate could not pop open and 4 or 5 lunatic wrestling federation combatants come traipsing through from the past to right some great cosmic wrong or something like that. Who even knows? But the LWF is going to be here, and then Super Wrestlers is going to be here, and who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Anything is possible. Hello, Cactus, and goodbye, Cactus. I wanted to say hello because she popped on, and now she's gone completely. But we'll get her at some point when she returns. That's a very I did not consider the question that Red just asked.
Neither did I.
That's quite the epiphany. You know, you said it's like trying to resuscitate a corpse. LWF will always be with us in a way. You kind of, you know, ECW, you still hear people chanting ECW on live TV on random Monday and Friday nights. There's always going to be that because the LWF was so unique. Hello, Cactus. How are you?
Oh, you know, having a mental breakdown. How's everybody else?
Well,
Honest as always.
We're having a collective mental breakdown because we're so excited that Super Wrestlers is in such a short amount of time. Cactus, you're going to the Super Wrestlers, right?
I sure am, and I need someone to take my other ticket. So
we'll find someone to take that ticket. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard. Everybody wants to see the show. When it comes to the LWF, like I said, it's one of those things that is just so deeply ingrained in the culture of wrestling. You know, you hear Red talking about Windy City all the time, and it seems like it's still out there. And LWF is very much the same way, at least it is for me. But it's interesting because Super Wrestlers if it's incredibly successful, which it sounds like it's going to be, then you have to start thinking about Night of the Super Wrestlers 2, Night of the Super Wrestlers 3, Night of the Super Wrestlers 4, Electric Boogaloo. However, whatever form or fashion it takes. Is this something you think you could take and run with in a regular fashion if it becomes something?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
God, can you imagine what it would be like if we got a yearly Night of the Super Wrestlers? Like
Really?
people would be like, you'd have to line up outside the Concord Music Hall to get tickets to it.
Well, yes. I'm hoping maybe something like a shorter time span, maybe 2 a year, 3 a year, maybe. So we'll see.
Can't even imagine that would be amazing.
At least a trilogy. At least give me a trilogy.
No Ewoks unless you book Ewok. If you book Ewok, then I'm okay with Return of the
but you're right. All right.
But no Ewok, no furry Ewoks. Just give me Ewok that's anyways. I'm so excited. I work a lot and I'm involved in wrestling just about every weekend a couple of times. So I'm calling matches and I'm in matches and I'm working matches and I'm doing all this stuff. I'm so excited to go there and sit and watch it. I'll still watch wrestling on TV now and again, but I don't go to many live events that I'm not working. I'm very excited to go to this. People are like, Steve, you're going to this, but you're not working it. I'm like, yes, I know this. It's not the point. The point is being at something as it's being born. And that's what this is. And that's what's exciting about it. Who knows where it goes from here? Do you have thoughts in the future where you'd like to take it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely to do more of these, like what we have planned, just more of the same. Incorporate new things like bands and stuff like that. Honestly, the strangest thing, and what time is it? It's almost 7, so it's PBR time. The strangest thing is just talking to people about it, and they're like, people that didn't know, they just saw the flyer, and they're like, wait a minute, the Concord Music Hall. Is this thing a musical? And well...
Don't even tease me. Don't even tease me.
Could be.
There are some very talented people on the roster that So,
I love a good musical.
Right? And no one has ever thought about a goddamn indie wrestling musical.
If we could get a reprise of Easter Parade with Judy Garland and Fred Astaire by a couple of them,
see,
I'm in.
Because they were like, a lot of people were like, well, do you have a band? Are you going to have a band? I was like, we're figuring everything out. Like, well, it's the Concord Music Hall. And then at C2E2, I was walking around and people were asking me just questions about the show. And then like a couple times people were like, is it going to be a musical? And I was like, what did they even think? Did they think it was a musical about wrestling? Did they think it was on a stage? I was trying to imagine what they thought it was. And in that process, I was starting to think what it could be.
Oh my God.
So, like, hey, look, even if there's just like a musical number, I mean, it doesn't have to be a full night of super musical wrestlers,
Do I need to have my jazz hands ready?
Yes. I mean, always, whether it's a musical or not,
Yes.
everybody should have their jazz hands ready.
Yes.
At all times.
Super Wrestlers, the musical.
The musical. Oh,
Sign me up.
Whack.
Oh my God.
Now, could you imagine Windy City Wrestling, Pro Wrestling, the musical? No. You could,
No.
the music.
Yes, of course.
No, nobody. Only at
I
Super.
could.
Sam DeCero's a baritone.
I have always wanted to be a librettist, which is the person that writes the basically the meat of the opera. And so I think we were gonna write one for Shalance Royale, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes. So now I have to write one for Night of the Super Wrestler, and Shalance has to be in it.
I'm going to see Shalance Friday night. I'm going to tell her that, listen, in a bit, there might be a Night of the Super Wrestlers musical. I'm going to give you Billy Wack's number because that would give you the Little Mermaid of your whole story.
Yeah, and we change it up too. The person that comes out to do the national anthem, they just say it. Oh, say, can you see? And then the musical parts there, the rest of it is all song, but all that crap is just, spoken.
So when it was first advertised, first of all, Nacho Libre. And I'm like, huh? What?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even look at it. I'm like, whatever. Then I looked at where it was, and I was like, is there gonna be an orchestra there?
Oh, pit.
Right?
I'm like,
pit.
like I was thinking orchestra,
I mean,
20 piece orchestra with, and then I was like, well, are they gonna rustle in between the aisles?
Yeah.
Okay, see, there's like a fully formed musical Night of the Super Wrestler like coming into being in my head the more everybody talks. Like, what if you have an orchestra that provides the punctuation every time something happens?
Oh my God.
I mean, I seriously, I think it was born here, and I think it's like $1 million idea, or at least a $10,000 idea. Good.
Maybe $10. I'll take it.
I think there's money to be made. It's something, if someone looked at the flyers, like, is this a musical? And you're like, yeah, they might still go. Like, they'll still go see it if they're a wrestling fan or just a fan of musicals. It's like curious.
There is not, I'll tell you what, if a promotional poster shows up sometime next year that says Night of the Super Wrestlers, the musical,
yeah,
that will be sold out in literally 15 minutes because there's not one person that isn't going to want to see live how that comes into existence for good or bad.
Yeah, replace Nacho Libre with Shalance, and we're going to Broadway. We'll probably get kicked off of Broadway pretty fast, but we're going to go at least once.
The Power Hour collectively supports the musical 1,000%. We will be your investors. I'll find some money to give you for that idea because that needs to happen in my lifetime, and you don't know how long that's going to be. So I
will fundraise for that.
I think we just have to write it. Once we just write it.
I can do it.
Let's get on it, Cactus.
Get on
it right now.
Yeah.
I can only fans for
it. The Concord Music Hall. That was my next point.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Come on, we're going to talk about the Concord Music Hall because I've seen concerts there. It's a very impressive venue. It sounds fantastic, and I've been trying to visualize in my mind what this is going to look like, and I can't do it. So I'm very excited to see how that is when I get there on Sunday. Billy, what about the Concord Music Hall makes this the best place for the Super Wrestlers to be?
It's just nobody's done it. First off, nobody's done it. A venue that nobody's done 1,000 times before, which to me is exciting. But the production, the stuff you'll see. I mean, I think when you walk in, it's going to look like a mini Monday Night Raw, like, video wall. I don't think I'm spilling the tea or whatever the kids are saying these, but like video wall and all the production, all the production stuff that a lot of people don't have, which it's not a knock against them, but we're going to have it, and it's going to be loud. And it's going to be loud. That's my, come see the wrestling. It's going to be loud. But yeah, it's going to have a different look. And it should be good. It's just, we'll have some bars open. If you're a drinker, please come drink. Just a different environment, just a whole different environment.
I work, we do shows at breweries, and we do shows at VFWs where there are bars, and I'm always curious as to what the venue owners think of what's going to happen. And we've got a great relationship at St. Joe's Park, people that do the bar and stuff there, and it's a seamless partnership. Same thing at the VFW in Franklin Park. How does the Concord Music Hall people How do they respond, and how are they receiving the Super Wrestlers? Are they on board? Are they psyched?
They are on board. They are psyched. Everybody is psyched. Everybody wants to see what our beloved venue can actually turn into. I mean, normally we have DJs or, bands on stage, and we've been doing DJ shows on the floor now, like in the center of the room. And this is something different that, like, everybody, all the staff, everyone is just really excited to see how it's going to go. It's something new for them too. It's something new for like everybody that works there to just like look up and see than the stuff that we've been having all the time. So something fresh for them. It's a new world for me doing a show there, and for them having such a thing there.
Do you think that with the foregone conclusion that the Super Wrestlers are a success, that this might become a place where other promotions run?
No, nope. Boom, I'm locking it down. Boom.
Lock it down. I want to get that. I wanted you to say that because I wanted to get that out there right now.
Yeah.
Stand down, promoters.
Tell them to find their own theater.
I mean, unless you, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to do their business, but unless you come in with like, ready to do business with the venue, leave me alone. Let me do my goddamn show at this venue. All right, get out of here. You don't like me when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I'm not like angry. I'm like motivated. So like, just stay out of my lane. That's why I did it on this Sunday that nobody's doing a show on. I stayed out of everybody else's way. Everybody else, keep your eyes on your own paper and let me do mine. And then if this does okay, you guys can all start cheating on me a little again, but let me do my thing. Let me set this shit straight for a while, and there'll be an opportunity for everybody.
That was a very telling comment right there.
This is how I feel about it right now.
That's the Billy Whack that we know and love. I like you.
I think I'm gonna name this episode "Keep Your Eyes on Your Own Paper."
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how excited I am for this show. I mean, I got a lot of things to do this weekend, but this is the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Billy, in all the things that are going to happen on Sunday, what are you looking forward to the most?
You ready? You ready?
When it's over?
The after party.
So yeah, the after party.
The after party.
Where?
Because like, seriously, all right. This for me is like, I've been thinking about it and nothing else for like definitely extremely the past like month, like every day getting up, doing something, handling something, something's going on. And like when I think about it, that adrenaline flutter, and then I'll like stop to like eat or do something human, and then I'll remember the show again. So like I've been on edge. So once I guarantee, I will say this: once it's over, the next day, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, around in that area, I'm gonna get the worst cold or flu ever. Like everything is just gonna, and then I'm gonna like die because I've been holding it. I've been holding everything back. COVID, get out of here! Like everything, get out of here! And I'm just gonna collapse when it's over. You watch. You can't have me on the week after the show. I'll be dead. Silver Cross Hospital or something.
We will have a lovely tribute show for you, no doubt about it. I just want you all to know, while Billy was talking, I don't know if all of you noticed this, but I noticed this. The most famous dog on social media made his way through the venue behind him.
I almost asked you to pick him up so I could look at him.
I just want to give a shout out to this. There he is.
There he is.
Oh my gosh, hi puppy.
He's circling around like it is dinner time. He's supposed to eat, but hey, we're doing this, man. We're doing this.
Yeah.
See, look, that's you up there. See?
I love that is the most famous dog I know right now. He's all over social media. Hello, it's nice to have you on the Power Hour. In fact, we might name this after you because we love you.
There
and
you
we're
go.
glad you're feeling better. We're glad you're feeling better.
Very
he
glad.
He's doing so much better. Just a little story point too. The prize that we are offering at Night of the Super Wrestlers, it crash landed in my backyard. And Charlie was the one that found it. He's out there barking. I go out there and he's barking at this thing. And I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just use this weird thing that fell out of the sky for the prize. So you
Good
have
job,
that to look
Charlie.
forward to. You get to see that on Sunday. Also, thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
Made it happen.
Charlie the super dog saves the day.
Will Charlie be there?
As we know it.
I don't know. I don't know if I thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be there. All right, buddy, let's go down.
I will hold him the entire time.
He absolutely will. Okay, so we've talked about Concord Music Hall. We're very excited about the location because it's going to sound great. It's going to look great. We know that the wisdom and knowledge of the ages between Whack and Venom is going to make this a special night. And we know this is way outside the box. What can you tell us about the event itself and how this is going to work?
Okay, so you like we've got a parking lot next to the venue. You mean stuff like that? We've got a parking lot next to the venue. You'll come in through the
we all have
door.
Spot Hero. We all understand the logistics of parking.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't. There's a lot of people that are like, where do I go? Where do I park? Like, hey, all right, we do have a parking lot. Also, there's plenty of room for everybody, but we do have like a limited amount of chairs too. So if your leg explodes on the way there or something, and you need
please reserve a seat for me.
Yes,
Please.
yes.
Please.
So I know there's like a few people that like want chairs, and I was like, oh shit, we need chairs. It's usually a standing room, stand, but not for
I'm too
super
old to
wrestlers.
stand.
We're getting chairs. Yeah. No worries.
Kevin Palmer and I are coming early. We're hoping to be part of the ring crew. We're bringing our gloves. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm talking more about, we know that there are combatants that are participating in a tournament. Talk to us about the tournament and how that's going to work.
It's an 8-man tournament, classic tournament, 4 matches, then 2 matches, and then 1 match. The old school tournament bracket rules. And yeah, like it's classic one-night tournament to figure out who takes home the prize.
Someone's going to win a prize.
And so nobody knows what this prize is. They're all just
the wrestlers all do. So I've been contacted by more than these 8 individuals. Once they tracked where this thing landed or where this thing's from, I guess. And they all lay claim to it somehow. And I was like, we're doing this wrestling show, and that's why everybody has entered it. Everybody wants, and I keep looking over here because I am looking at this goddamn thing right now. I almost want to grab it and just stick part of it in but you gotta wait, I think, until Sunday. Right, Charlie?
Do not overplay your hand. We love it, but I think we would love it more if we'd
like to be surprised.
I know.
I'd like to at least take a selfie with whatever it is at some point.
It's not a problem, but it changes people. I mean, just by having it around the house for as long as I have, I think it's changed me a little bit. I think whoever comes into contact with it for extended periods of time might have some kind of problem, or it might fix their problems. I don't know. We're going to have to find out at night of the Super Wrestlers.
Well, what's the problem that you've obtained?
None that I can tell, but I mean, I just think maybe something's been going on, or maybe it's fixed something. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm drinking more PBR than I usually do, or something. I don't know.
All I know is your lair looks fabulous.
Thank you.
Lighting is everything.
It is. Just get a couple Hue light bulbs. Get the app. Go nuts.
Right now, this is a moment in time for you. Night of the Super Wrestlers. It's about to happen. You have had many spectacular moments in time over your career. Of all,
tell him, Charlie.
Yeah, right. Hey, Charlie. Yeah, right. Come on now, bud.
Of all the moments you have, even though this hasn't happened yet, where does this rate in the legacy that is Billy Whack?
Well, as Charlie said,
Charlie answered it for me. I get it. Thank you, Charlie.
Charlie, what's going on? Hang on. Hold on. What's happening? Oh, he's staring at a TV that isn't even on.
Maybe he sees something. Maybe
the prize must be at work.
Come here, bud. Come here. Charlie, come here. Hey. Oh boy, he can't even hear.
Here he comes.
Come on, buddy. We're live. Come on, let's go.
Charlie the super dog.
Whoa.
Charlie the super dog.
The most important thing I've ever done. This is the most important thing I've ever done. LWF, we haven't done a show in 20 years. I've worked other places, done other things, and now this is like the present. This is the present going into the future, hopefully. It's WrestleMania 1. It's for me. It's like it's everything. So we'll see where we're at in a week, you know?
That right there, that tells me everything I need to know. WrestleMania 1. In a man that has given us so many magic moments, whether it's the LWF or Blitz, here, there, and everywhere. If this is WrestleMania 1 to you, that's all I need to buy a ticket. That's all you should need to buy a ticket, because that says everything. See, Red, am I right or am I not wrong?
Yeah, no. I'm on the edge of my seat with anticipation. You brought up what Wack has done throughout his career. My personal moment was when he took over Windy City. Because that was something that was never thought of. Like
they try to strike that from the record books, you know. They try to retcon that ever happened. I don't.
You know, it happened.
It happened.
It happened. But it's funny because earlier you brought up, Steve, that Windy City and LW. To me, it was always Windy City, and Windy City was WWE, and everybody else was WCW. And then you got the LWF, and they came in. They were the ECW because they shook the shit out of Chicago. Like it was that one company that was like, ain't nobody. Yeah, everybody and their mama was talking about it. It was that one thing that you just didn't do, but it was so freaking awesome. So if you can imagine 20 years ago, in the mind of Billy Wack and CM Venom then, and now they've matured and they've grown up just a little bit.
Maybe not that much.
And
I mean,
now,
Cubic Moose, you know. I mean, I'd say we've regressed, but
you know, hey, I mean, you know,
Biggest puppy.
nah, you go over a little bit. Can you?
I mean, you can take the boy out of Mokina, but you can't take the Mokina out of the boy.
Oh,
Oof.
you're trying to figure out what, and that is what's making this coming Sunday so special. Only one person on this screen knows what should happen.
Right.
The rest of us are wondering, well, is it this? Is it that? Will there be this? Will there be that? I'm sorry. I'm kind of upset because there won't be $1 hot dogs there. I'm sorry. I'm just so used to going to shows and getting a $1 hot dog. I'm just saying, I can't do that Sunday night. You know, it might be a $17 hot dog.
I don't think
like we're
think ahead. We'll have chicken sandwiches at the next one.
Wondering, right? We're wondering what is actually the night of the Super Wrestling. And I think from this point all the way until however they start the show, because I'm not going to say a bell is going to ring. I'm not going to say an announcer is going to come out and announce with. I don't know what's gonna happen. So
I think it's going to be
until
Phantom
I
of the
figure-
Opera shit.
It's gonna be an opera.
Right?
I'm just saying. I think we will be in anticipation until that very moment.
I understand what what my parents went through like the week or two before Christmas, because they knew all the shit I was getting and I had no idea. So like I have the weight and the pressure of like hoping when they open it up, they like what they get on Sunday morning, you know? So that's where I'm at, you know. Otherwise, if everyone's like, this sucked, socks, I didn't want this, you know, and then I'm like, oh crap. So that's where I'm at. I know what's gonna happen, and man, it's cool. So I sympathize with hopefully you know what you're feeling.
Billy Whack, you just hit me right where I live. The Christmas madness that happens to parents when they give gifts. God,
Yeah.
now I feel bad for you because I know the hell that I go through on a daily basis.
Right?
That is not a great way to live. It's not a great way. What do you want people to take away from this night? Strip it all down. It's what do you want people to be thinking after they see it?
That wrestling could be done in a cool nightclub environment. With the stories and the characters we have, like the pseudo special effects and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted to like have fun, you know. It's also like the classic, you know, when someone's like, "Oh, you watch that fake shit," and then you respond with, "Well, what's your favorite movie?" And then they say Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you go, "Well, you know, that's fake shit." And then everyone kind of just sits there and looks at each other for a second because you're right and they're right, and it's blah 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 blah. So, but then you have to say, we're going to try to give you Raiders of the Lost Ark live in front of your face for 2 hours.
I so want Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You know,
I want that. All of
I can't
it.
get that. I'm sorry. Spoiler: we won't have the giant ball. We won't have the giant boulder.
As soon as somebody starts melting, I'm out. I'm screaming.
Maybe at the second one. Everything's going to the second one. The musical, the chicken sandwiches, the boulder. We're gonna do
no melting people.
No snakes. No snakes. No snakes.
No snakes. No snakes.
Yes, snakes.
I mean, snakes are okay. I like snakes, but melting people, no.
No melting faces.
No melting faces.
Cactus.
Steve.
What does the night of the Super Wrestlers mean to you?
I guess I'll keep that a surprise too.
There you go.
No, I have already picked out my outfit, which should tell you plenty. Because I everything I do has a theme. So I've got my outfit picked out. I'm ready to be there. I'm just really excited because I read the book and it kind of feels a little bit like I'm gonna get dragged through the mud for saying this, but it's fine because I get dragged through the mud all the time. I'm always in trouble for something. I think wrestling has been taking itself way too seriously lately. And I think that this will be a nice, refreshing reminder of why the fuck we all love this shit to begin with.
Yes. Yes.
So that's I'm ready. I'm ready. That's it.
That's why we love you, Captain Rack, because you just encapsulated everything fucking spot on. Well done. Yes, we just want to have a good time and say, wow, that was some cool ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
My God, what a revelation. Night of Super Wrestlers is happening this Sunday night at the Concord Music Hall. Are there tickets still available? I mean, this thing's got to be sold out.
Tickets are still available. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
But we keep making more room.
All right. For those of you that are watching this show, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, you're dumb.
You're a fucking idiot.
Come out and see this show. Why see this show? You like wrestling. You've never seen wrestling like this. Come see wrestling like this. This is it. way back in the day, a friend of mine worked at a place called Suncoast Motion Picture. Do we remember Suncoast, kids?
Yeah.
No.
My friend worked at Suncoast with a guy that happened to end up being CM Venom.
Yeah.
And CM Venom was putting on a show in Lamont.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't you come out and see our show? So that person that worked at Suncoast Motion Picture was my best friend. And he said, hey, my guy that I work with at Suncoast Motion Picture wants us to come see his show. So we went and saw his show, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Fan forever. So thank you, Charlie. And CM Venom, who is playing Andy Kaufman tonight, couldn't be here tonight, but we love you. And we hope that you will come on the Power Hour someday. We thank you for what you did for our friend Charlie.
Please note, CM Venom, that I am going to give you shit about your very misogynistic portrayals of women in your book.
That was the
I
CM
have
Venom
highlights.
back then. The CM
Oh, yeah.
Venom.
Wow. I love it.
Anyway, I think I saw CM Venom for the first time in many years at the roast of Ivan Manson at the bar in Tinley Park. And he didn't understand why I was such a fan. So if I creeped you out that night, I apologize. Maybe that's why he didn't want to be on the show tonight, because I creeped him out a little bit at the bar in Tinley Park. I can't hold myself responsible.
I mean, you kind of come out of nowhere. I didn't even know you were a fan of me until you walked up to me at a show before like it was like Andrew was there to scope it out, and you were just like, oh, it's Cactus Rack. And Andrew's like, what the fuck?
Do you remember that pop you got when I called you out on commentary?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
It's like, surprise.
And of course, Rion Skills has the Suncoast Motion Picture logo up there. Thank you, Rion.
That was it.
Folks, there is nothing more important in independent wrestling happening this weekend than Night of the Super Wrestlers this Sunday at the Concord Music Hall. It's going to be amazing. Billy Wack, first of all, thank you for being on this show as many times as you have. You know, you could be doing anything 5 days before your big show, but you're here and you're working with us. And, you know, just to see you out and about, like when you were at Wrestle League, the excitement you generate just when you're out and about tells me all I need to know about who you are and what you mean to this business. And you mean a great deal to this show. So when we ask you to come on and you take your time away from your life and you come on and do this for free, it means the world to us. We appreciate you as a person and a genius and a celebrity that you are. But we appreciate being a friend of the show and taking your time. It means a lot to us because, you know, not everybody does. So thank you.
Thank you guys. I mean, you've given me the outlet to come talk about this stuff. So thank you.
Red. Roses.
Yeah.
At some point.
No, because again, I want to say roses for next Tuesday because I just believe again we're gonna get something we've never expected.
We are breaking
Again.
down. We are breaking down that entire show.
Like I said, I've known Wack for years, man. And again, you know, to see the LWF at that point, and you kind of wonder what kind of diabolical mind puts this stuff together, you know.
Diabolical.
Like, okay. And then, you know, the whole thing of him inviting me, you know, to come try out at the Bump Factory and again, machine in full gear. I'm straight. No, thank you, Mr. Wack. I appreciate it, you know. Hey, but then again, realizing we had a lot in common and we would see each other, and there was this, you know, which I would like to believe there's been this respect factor for years with each other.
Absolutely.
And now to know he's back. And that's why I'm saying I'm coming in Sunday with no expectations. For the simple fact, I just want to sit back, and I know it's not that I think or I feel, I know you will hand everybody whatever it is that their desire is for that evening, for that event. You will hand it to them.
Except dollar hot dogs.
Right. Trust me, I'm upset because I didn't get hot dogs Saturday. So
D-Red, I will stop and get you hot dogs on the way.
I'll buy you a drink if you acknowledge me as your friend when we're there.
No.
You're gonna be rolling with your boys.
No.
No.
I'm just gonna be that white dude in the corner.
Yeah, basically. I know. First of all, I know you and Venom go way back. So to know that you didn't jump in with anybody on this idea means that you trust him, he trusts you. Like there's that loyalty and friendship there, and that bond that only you two can bring this idea together. I know, again, not one person will walk out of that building, and this isn't a spoiler, it's the fucking truth. Not one person will walk out Sunday feeling something. Nobody will walk out just, no. I guarantee you, they will feel something.
They might feel Vlad bladder sucking their blood, man.
They will feel some type of emotion, whether it is happiness, sadness, anger, hysteria. Everybody will walk out and feel something. Nobody will walk out the door. You can stand there. Steve, that's your job Sunday, is after the show is over to stand at the door and ask everybody how they felt. And I guarantee you, not one person
I'll do that shit.
No, actually, no. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We should do that.
Like a power hour correspondence.
Yeah. Pop-up power hour.
Like a taco stand, but not as cool.
I mean, I'm hearing all this and I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of pressure. I should probably get to work on the show.
Billy, you have gone an hour and 4 minutes. That is absolutely more than enough. Get on with your life. Go do your things. We thank you so much for being on the show tonight, taking time away. We love you. We love what you're doing. We cannot wait. It's going to change the world. Interdimensional, intergalactic, multiverse. All of it is coming together. I'm sure there's going to be an infinity gauntlet somewhere up in there. We can't wait to see what Night of the Super Wrestlers bring. We are thrilled. We will be there to support you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to trying to see you guys Sunday. You know how it is. I'm going to be running around, but I will try to. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys.
I'll be the guy in the corner sobbing because C-Run won't acknowledge me.
I'll be the one jumping around screaming. So
perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Billy Wack this Sunday night, Night of the Super Wrestlers, CM Venom, Billy Wack, all of the Super Wrestlers, and it's going to be amazing. Give it up for the innovator of creativity.
Thank you so much, guys.
Billy is out. Good night, Billy. Thank you so much.
Good night, Billy. Good night, Charlie.
Good night, Charlie.
See you guys.
Oh my God. Kids, that was amazing. How do we feel? I'm psyched.
I'm ready.
All right.
I already told you.
Super Wrestlers happening Sunday night. We're all going to be there. You should come out. If you haven't gotten a sick, there are tickets still available. I can't believe that that's true. Go get your tickets. You will not be disappointed. Red's going to be there. Cactus is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Rion, are you going to be there? I'm screaming at Rion's screen. That's not good. Rion gave up on the Power Hour a long time ago.
He just
But
answered and you
problem?
talked over him.
Rion, are you
hear
going to be
me?
at Night of the Super Wrestlers?
Possibly. Why? What's up?
We're all going to be there, Rion.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Okay, thank you. I'm just checking. That's fine.
Okay, you probably need somebody to sit next to, considering that Red doesn't want to be your friend on there.
No, Red will.
Apparently, nobody wants to sit next to me. So
I want to sit next to you. Kevin wants to sit next to you too. We'll sit next to you. Come. We'll find you.
okay.
That was amazing. I mean, I can't wait to see the show. I haven't been this excited about a show in quite a while. So this will be Sunday night. It'll be great. This past weekend, we had lots of activity. Let's start with something that I'm very sad that I missed, but I've heard that it was more than a sellout, more than standing room only. Cactus, I've seen the photographs. Talk to us about how the Knockouts killed it Saturday night.
I'm sorry if you saw any photographs of me.
I'm not doing this with you. I am not doing this with you tonight.
I wasn't doing it either. I said what I said.
Don't say it.
I said what I said.
I disagree vehemently.
I said what I said. I said what I said. Thank you and good night.
Knockouts. How was it? Tell me all about it.
Well,
Skills replaced me. I'm never coming back.
you've not been replaced.
Rion Skills was better than me. Rion was better. I could see it.
If that's how you want to feel about it.
I just know how good Rion is.
As always. We summarily destroyed the Haunters. You missed
I have heard that as well.
Clotheslining and nearly completing the decapitation of Decadent.
I saw the pictures of what you did to poor Decadent. God, you are a savage.
I can be, yes. It was, it just went to show that the Punishers in this aspect were the superior team. I mean, the Crushers are superior overall, but the Punishers, and may I just add that in the last game, the formation that normally includes me, I was not there, and they lost. So I will say that I do make a difference in that aspect, giving whips and blowing up the other side. But it was a pretty intense game. There was a lot left on the floor, and if you missed it, you're stupid. That's all I can say.
I feel stupid. I am.
Again, it's like I always hate that you ask me to rehash it, because when I'm doing it, I'm just trying to survive. I'm not taking in what's happening around me. I'm just there.
I have seen many great pictures by Jamie, who came out and did photography for them. And I thought he did some really great works. I've seen some really great stuff. The crowd, when he shot pictures of the crowd, that was the most people I've ever seen at the HF Auditorium in my life. That had to make you feel great.
We oversold. Unfortunately, the amazing Amazon actually got turned away at the door. That's how oversold we were. People were on the floor, which is a no-no. We had people seated on the floor because they said they would pay extra to sit on the floor as long as they got to come in and see the bout. And the entire, even the photographers aren't safe. The entire floor is a crash zone outside of the
We all know that, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's it's getting, we're going to have to find some seating solutions.
God, you know what? If I didn't have to be at Rocket, I would have been there, and I'm devastated that I missed it. But I mean, Jamie, Jamie did great work, and I'm so happy he had a great time with the knockouts. There's a picture from Jamie right there of the team, which is great. When you think about where the knockouts started and the crowds they had at the beginning to the crowds they have now, you can feel the change. Like Homewood has embraced you.
I mean, I don't think you even really know the scope. When we started, no one was showing up. When we started back in 2018, I mean, like our derby friends would come, and every once in a while people's friends and family would come, but we weren't even close to selling out. We were not drawing crowds by any stretch of the imagination. And it took until our first bout was in February of 2018. It was an exhibition bout, and we didn't have our first basically sellout bout until January of 2020. And then everything shut down. So like we were skating by in momentum from then. And so like it's a product that people have been putting their all into. And I say people because there's a lot of people that have been there since day one that have busted their asses to help make the team become what it is. And it's so far from where we started. Like it's not televised, and it's not picked up by any like, you know, big deal sports corporations, and people still don't take us seriously. You know, like Missy from Take Action Photography shared a video of us, and a whole bunch of, you know, wrestling fanboys had a whole bunch of shit to say about us, you know, joking about us and laughing at us. But the thing is like, this is and I commented on something someone said. They were basically like, yeah, it's just wrestling on roller skates. And this is probably the worst thing about wrestling I'm ever going to say, but we actually hit each other. We actually beat the shit out of each other. Like there is no striking drills beforehand. There is no like, I'm going to take care of you. Like if I hit somebody, I hit somebody, you know, like I can't walk after bouts. It took me 2 days to be able to walk again after this bout without being stooped. Like we put our fucking all blood, sweat, and tears into this, and to see it finally get to a point where people aren't just laughing at us as a bunch of girls in like fishnets is really gratifying.
Well, we've
so
had
there's my
newspaper articles talking about the virtues of it, the crowds. You know, we're sharing it, and we're posting, and we're hyping, and it's really starting to pay off. And you know, the crowds are going to get bigger, and the venue, you might end up outgrowing the HF auditorium. People are aware.
I mean, I hope not, because it's a great place to be. I hope there's something we can do.
I knew from the first day that I sat behind that microphone at the knockouts that this was something special. And I told places that I worked for that I can't work for you on corresponding days because I need to be there. I know what the knockouts are, and I know what they can be. And I think that eventually this is going to be one of those things that explodes across the consciousness. And you may need a new place to work, because I think the demand is going to be that you're going to be able to fill bigger venues. And I'd like to find one that we could put the bank track in, because I think that's the aim, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is the aim. It's hard. It's hard to find something that will hold the track and also hold an audience.
Right.
And not be millions of dollars.
But I feel like the knockouts are worth the investment because of the entertainment value. And you've got little girls that are seeing heroes. You've got adults.
We have a whole juniors league now.
I know. And Hazel,
a whole juniors
one
league.
Of the juniors, the next generation of knockouts. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
La Bruja's child is now La Brujita.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Sometimes. Mostly we
now-
know her. We know them as Fallen Angel.
right. So it's a generational.
Also, Spider Babe.
So it's much like wrestling in that it's going to end up being a generational thing. And Homewood is really loving on the knockouts right now. It's all over the Facebook pages. It's all over. I live here, so I hear everybody talking about it. It's great.
Actually, Hot Rod and I went to Bookies. Bookies is an independent bookstore.
How can you not love Laura?
You
and
need
Craig?
to go.
Are they
you need
amazing?
to go to Bookies.
Reckless Rack, tell me Laura and Craig are amazing.
I haven't met Laura, but Craig and Andrew actually started having a conversation because they had some PRS guitars and amps up. And Andrew's originally from Baltimore, and he used to work for PRS, and he made guitars for Santana. And so they started talking about it, and then they were talking about wrestling. And then I walked over for something, and Andrew mentioned that I did roller derby, and we started talking about roller derby, and Craig was like so into it. Apparently, as soon as we left, the person that works at Bookies, I've actually known she works at Bookies on Saturdays. Her name is Sarah, and she's lovely. I've known her since I was pregnant with Hazel. We both worked at Barnes and Noble together. And she messaged me, and Sarah, I'm sorry I haven't messaged you back yet, but she messaged me to tell me that after we left, Craig ran to call his wife and talk about how cool we were. We're just in there doing our shopping.
I went to high school with Laura, and she is a delight. And she wrote an amazing article for the Southtown about the knockouts. Homewood loves it, and it's just going to get bigger and better. So, Cactus, congratulations. We're so happy. You are a quintessential knockout. You're in the forefront of everything, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Red. C-Red. C-Red. Morris fucking Day came to Joliet on Saturday.
Of course, when I'm not there.
And what happened?
What happened?
Red, how are you greeted?
You mean overall or by you?
When I came out to get you in the parking lot, did we not get C-Red a standing ovation as we walked in the venue?
How can you not when everybody was standing in line?
I'm just saying, they're still standing.
Just saying, you're saying it was a standing ovation. Of course, they were standing already.
That's okay. There was a lot of applause.
All I'm gonna say, so Cactus wasn't there. So yes, Cactus, he was over the top, of course. Screaming my name. Not realizing he was in there taking care of business. So I had to wait a little bit. Then he comes out and he's screaming my name. Of course, I'm sitting in my car. I'm standing in line, and
I literally
till
walked
the
out
doors
the
up.
parking lot going, Red, where are you at?
And I yelled, I'm in my car. So he did welcome me in. Now it's funny, he did put the ticket under Morris Day. But his co-host, Shelly, put it under C-Red. So I have two names, C-Red, Morris Day.
What about that hug? What about that hug at the beginning? You and Shelly, an embrace.
It was beautiful. It was
beautiful.
nice. I mean, and then my grandsons were there,
The LIM?
I'm the
Since Flash is their father, you are their grandfather. Since you are Flash's father.
I'm the grandfather of the LIM now. So this show is sponsored by my grandsons. So it was a good time. I was welcomed back with open arms with everybody. And I can't wait Thank you, Rion, for putting that up. May 6th, 2023, Kicks 166. And ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to say that there will be a pre-show starring
Wait for
the
it.
Power Hour. The Power Hour. As we will be hosting some type of show. We ain't figured that out yet.
Was anybody gonna tell me?
Yes, we
Nah,
were going
just
to
facts.
tell you, and we will take care of everything. You just need to get yourself gussied up and be there. I will take care of everything from you will be compensated for your action.
Goddamn right I will.
I got you.
Thank you.
I got you. We can't have a power hour pregame without Cactus Rack. So here's your calendar, caution your tone, and show up.
All right. I guess
Well,
I'm not going to do yoga and Starved Rock.
You're not doing yoga at Starved Rock. Fuck yoga.
Sorry, Sheree.
Nah. Even I'm going to say, even if it wasn't, first of all, let's talk about spring break. Did I go undefeated?
You did. I'm pretty sure.
Did I call every match?
You did call every match.
And here's the funny part.
What?
Here's the funny part. I didn't even remember calling Turtle.
You did.
Turtle had to tell me that I said it was him. And once he said everything that I said, I stood there and was like, damn, you're right. I did call Turtle. I said, okay. But the first match of the night, did I not call?
You did.
I sat not next to you, but next to Professor Bill.
You had a special. You had a special seat, didn't you?
Yes, I had a VIP seat. But what's his name, Professor Bill?
That's Professor Blackburn.
Blackburn, Professor Blackburn. Well, I want to push his ass to the side and look you dead in your face and say, I called this shit. I called it. Now, the messed up part with me calling a lot of the stuff that I called, I'm sorry, Idols, but you went 0-3 on Saturday.
Not shocking at all.
Yeah, the Idols. How about Flash versus Christian?
First of all, leave my son alone.
Your son got gas, had to do him on a plate.
Second of all, well, we already knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, we did. Well,
Let's be honest.
You weren't gonna call him. We saw that promo.
Hey, now you see why I wasn't gonna call him. You ain't giving me no titty twister. The more important thing that happened on this show, actually, me and Cactus should be jealous.
Why?
We should, because guess what? 2/4 of the Power Hour, half of the Power Hour, is not on the show. The other half got matches. As we see in this beautiful picture, there's now a mixed tag match with the king and queen of Rocket Pro, Joy Roth and Roxy Hart, versus our very own Steve and Shelly. I'm not gonna lie, I almost got involved. Because if they came over that way, it is what it is. You're not swinging on my friend.
You saw what he did.
Did I say? Did I call you friend? My bad.
You saw what he did.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to swing on my acquaintance.
Right, you're not going to swing.
Yeah, you
swing
called
at
me your
my
friend. That means you can't ignore me Sunday.
So, but yeah, I feel bad. Here's the thing. It's not even Steve. It's not even Steve. They're gonna feel Shelly's wrath, and I'm sorry.
Don't fuck with that Italian man. Do not fuck with that Italian woman.
I don't want to be nowhere around. I think during that match, sorry, Steve, I'm gonna probably go to the parking lot and smoke a cigarette.
I don't think that's gonna happen. We got plans for you during that match.
I don't want to be nowhere around.
Oh, you're gonna be around. You're gonna be around.
I don't want to see.
I got the inside skinny on that one, pal.
Oh, so 3 members of the Power Hour will be involved in the show on.
Don't say 3, because I have no idea of what he's talking about.
You Cactus, don't start. We're gonna fix this. Just gotta give me time. Just gotta give me time.
And I'm gonna be honest. Our silent partner,
Rion Skills.
I think Maximus has bitten off more than he can chew.
Here's the thing, Red.
Rion tells you all the time, I give you what you ask for.
Give you what you want.
So
always a catch.
I'm gonna give you what you want. And I think the catch is gonna be he's not ready for this Rion Skills.
What? I'm not even. Let's back up from that even. Listening to Rion in the ring at the show, he was trying. As much as you want to be mad at Rion for what he has done to Maximus, what he said caused me pause, because he may have inadvertently exposed or at least alerted to us of foul things happening behind the scenes at RPW, because at one point he said, your company is about to get taken out from under you. Now we've got the Idols on the ropes. They went 0-3 at spring break. And you see that graphic. Shelly and I are not only going to take those belts, but we are going to restore the good name of Rocket Pro Wrestling. But what did Rion mean by saying the company is going to be taken out from under you?
He's been telling y'all that for months.
But I didn't get it until now.
Oh, now you want to get it.
Now I got it, and now it makes sense.
Now you want to get it. I don't know how.
We watched what Damian Saint did later on in that show, and suddenly Steve Michaels is now undeniable. That's a problem. Things are happening, and maybe Rion isn't what we think he is. Maybe he is the smartest guy in the room.
Well, if you didn't know that.
Just saying.
I told you a while ago, when he sat here on that show with Maximus, and it hit me. Think about it. Here's a guy. He defeated Flash Harris, correct?
He did.
How many times has he defended that title?
I can't tell you.
He's been involved in doing everything. Now, here's the big kicker, right? It's no secret. Maximus and Shelly have a special bond, right?
Mother and son. Is there any greater?
Mother and daughter.
Well, that.
But yet.
You say tomato, I say grapes.
Yet Shelly was attacked. Where was Maximus?
That's fair. No, I know where I was.
You were being attacked, but I'm saying, and nothing against you, but his mother was attacked. As a son, if I see my mother being attacked, I am a rabid dog. I am coming after you. I want blood. I want bones. I want your life. Where was Maximus?
Can't answer.
So one person decides to go against the grain. And to me, and I can be totally wrong, and it's not like he's going to answer it or not. So, oh well. He decided to basically slap the shit out of Maximus and say, wake up. It ain't about the damn title. It ain't about nothing. Look what's going on here now, right here. And okay.
All Maximus.
My thing is, what happens after that? What happens after that? Does Maximus' eyes open? Does he see what it is that Rion Skills has been talking about for months? For months, not just a couple of weeks, months. Or what happens? And God forbid, Steve, God forbid. But let's be honest, it is a mixed tag match, right?
Yes.
What happens if the idols come?
You know, I've been thinking a lot about the idols and what they could do if they decide to advance to the ring. We've said it on this show many times before. I'm not a wrestler. That's very clear. But if they come at us and they try to help Joey and they try to take liberties, I'm going to fend them off the best that I can. And I will fight like a man. I will scratch, claw, and I will do my best to protect her. I'll do my best to protect Rocket Pro. And God willing, we'll come out on top. That's all I can do.
And I get that. But my thing is this. And God forbid this moment happens. But it's a repeat of 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Where you're on your back, Steve. You're bleeding from your head. They're holding Shelly arm in arm, getting ready to bust her head. The question now remains, where's Maximus?
Well, I guess
Maximus coming?
May I step in for this real quick? Is it
possible? Beyond Skills, he speaks.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Here's my take on the idols versus the heart and soul of Rocket Pro. I can't wait to see this match, win, lose, or draw. I can't wait. This is me as a bastard. Fan. You have no idea how excited I am to see this match. I have been waiting for the opportunity
to watch
the whole thing to go down. You guys, I can't show you my face, but just expect my face to be really excited because it is so ridiculous that we've gotten to this point that everyone has just been like, you know what? Let's put everything on the table and then some. Like I've been at Rocket Pro since the beginning of time, and I've never thought that I would see Shelly and Roxy in the ring wrestling. It's going. I can't wait. I'm holding my excitement in. Like I was about to show up at Steve's place to show I was like, no, be an adult. Don't do that. This is supposed to be serious business. This is supposed to be a serious conversation. You have no idea how. You know what? I'll do it this way. Every week going up to the show, I will get more excited about it. That's how I'm going to handle this. Every week going up into this show. I mean, we could talk about all the stuff that I have to deal with, and we could talk about the live event for the Power Hour and the pre-show and everything else. But every week moving forward, I will randomly step in and show my excitement for this main event match that Steve is going to have every week. You have no idea. Randomly show my excitement.
The actual main event of Kicks
No,
on
no, no, no,
66
don't give me that.
is
Don't
the
give me
Dream
that.
Breaker
You
Aaron
got the
Stone
flyer.
versus
You're on the
Sexy
flyer.
Violence Quinn Whittick.
You are on the
No.
flyer. You are there.
No.
What the fuck you want to say? People love you, Steve. That is a fact. People are all over the place with you on social media. They got you on the list. There's like 20 people that got a list of you with all the stuff. People are on the Steve train right now. And I just want to see
that.
run through the idols. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know. Wait, look, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I need to calm
Oh
down.
my God, no pressure.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
ride this train.
Now I feel like Billy Whack for a second.
Ride it.
I can't. I gotta calm down. Gotta calm down.
Okay. But like he said, see, everybody's waiting, but he's excited. But where the hell is Maximus?
I guess
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. He's got things to do. We'll see.
And I get it. I get it. Because I'm torn with that match. Because I don't believe he's ready for our real deal. Rion skills. I don't. And what happens if he's laying in the back, head concussed, bleeding? In that same scenario I just gave you, it happens. Does he lick his wounds per se? Or does he let his own mom be sacrificed? When Rion has been the only thing Rion can do more is take that black damn tarp and rip it down.
Well, I was going to say, if Rion is as petty as I am, Rion would run to Maximus's mother's rescue.
I don't know what's going to happen. We got a little bit of time.
I don't either, but I'm just wondering. But I'm just saying. So I called the Coyote match. Oh my God, that 6-way with Turtle, Andy, Shaq. First of all, for Shaq's name to be that was hilarious.
Yeah. I do want to give props. I do want to give props to Hot Rod, though. I know that my gimmick relationship with him is very like, okay, but he did go from that match directly to the auditorium, and he was intending to fight Ref, and they ended up needing another videographer, so he did that match and ran right to Homewood from Joliet to get footage from the rest of for the entire second half of the bout. So just going to interject that.
My intention was to come also. I wanted to come and at least sit in the audience, but by the time we got out of there, it was 9:30, and I just didn't think I'd make it.
That's fine. Continue, Red. I'm sorry.
Oh no, just
how did Hot Rod play it off when Shaq's music played? Did he come out his usual?
Well, it was Hot Rod's.
No, it was the other way around.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay. So when he explained it to me, it was that Shaq's music played when Hot Rod came out. Was it Hot Rod's music played when Shaq came out?
I got it. So what ended up happening was that Timmy Too Sweet actually announced Hot Rod as Shaq.
Oh.
You should all.
Thank you. That's what happens when Andrew tries to tell me something while I'm racing to pee in the 2 minutes I have before I have to get back out on the track.
Right, and that was the thing. It was like, that doesn't sound like music that
Andy would come out to.
Right, like when I see Andy, I first of all, I always think 80s. So I'm thinking Poison or Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, something like that. you know, and whatever it was, it's got a real beat to it. I'm like, sound like hip hop. Like, okay, well, this ain't hip hop hooray, you know, Melly Mel and the Furious Five, what? And it's Shaq, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, all right, you know, and then they fixed it, and then Andy came out, and Andy was his energetic great self. But those 6 men, especially Joey Dalton. Joey Dalton, I think, pulled the move of the freaking year.
Hmm.
I thought that man was
630.
dead.
I think everybody thought he was dead. And the bad part for me is you get a front row seat to all of this. It wasn't like some rows back and I was like, no. I was watching them try to kill each other. Up
Joey
close and
Dalton,
personal.
630. Joey Dalton 630 was almost as good as this main event match that Steve and Shelly are going to be in on May 6th, coming up on Kick Out 66. I'm telling you, it was amazing. The pop that man got is going to be almost as good as when they get their hands raised at the end of the night for that show. It's going to be all.
It's gonna be awesome. I finished it for him, Steve. Awesome.
Um,
Um,
I think you all should listen to the commentary that happens when Timmy misintroduces Shaq, because we had a lot of fun with that situation. So when Rocket Pro gets the footage from the show up, pay attention to that, because we had a lot of fun with many twins references, how you can't tell Andy and Shaq from each other because they look so similar.
the one thing I will say, so I've never bit my tongue before. I'm not about to start now. So let's talk about No Coast. To me, it was the worst match of the night.
Oh boy.
I'm not pulling no damn punches. And it ain't the No Coast that we used to like. It's the new No Coast. Like, they didn't do it for me. They just didn't. And this is me being a fan. A fan. I believe in the old No Coast. They made me believe to the point you hated them. With Sarai, they made you hate them. The new No Coast did not make me want to believe in them not one bit.
What about?
Are we talking about medieval tunic No Coast or the other No Coast? There's too many coasts.
Right, there's way too many. Steve, who was in the ring?
You had Brian Krazer versus DC.
No, not Krazer. Versus who?
DC Shaw. No, I'm sorry, it was Trevon Wolf.
Well, Trevon shouldn't ever. No, just didn't like. He gave me no reason to believe in him.
Really?
Not one bit.
So we're talking about other
None.
No Coast.
I guess so. Not
Okay.
Krazer and
Okay. That's medieval No Coast. That's medieval coast.
Okay, so that's medieval coast. Okay, well, I actually were entertained by them, especially at the end.
What about Chelsea?
Especially,
what about Chelsea Gunderson?
I'm in love with Chelsea Gunderson, but but that whole thing again would not have worked if you did not believe in Medieval Coast. It wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. The problem is before that, if I could have got up and went to the bathroom, I would have. That's if I could have pulled your headset off and talked to you, I would have. That's how bored I was.
Wow. Well, I mean, fortunately,
This is constructive criticism, Other No Coast.
well, it's C-Red has been around.
Take it in and learn.
Drink
No,
it.
and I've told the people that be. I told people. For me, do your job. It's that simple. Medieval Coast did their job. They entertained, whether you like them or not. They made you hate them. They did bullshit that was underhanded, and they did what they were supposed to do. Right?
Right.
But let's be honest, there's all that one time in this, we all do this. We do this. Everybody look at me. Shake your hands and you go like this. I didn't even clap one time for that match.
Well,
because you showed no fight. You showed me no reason to believe in you. So,
well, hopefully they'll learn the lesson and move on.
But when Chelsea put Sarai through the door, hey, I didn't know Chet could dance like that, man.
It was a splendid night for the Gunderson family as Chelsea made her Rocket Pro debut. And I have to believe that at some point, Chelsea Gunderson and Davison Sarai are going to exchange hands at some point.
Ooh, you mean a fight?
I mean, I feel like that's got to be where it's going. We had a lot of.
Can we get that on Kicks? Can we get that on Kicks on 66?
Come on now. We don't know yet. We had great matches.
I don't know, but I pay for it.
My apologies. There's so many hands that's going to be thrown. There's almost as many hands as the match with Steve and Shelly coming up on Kicks on 66 on May 5th.
I might have to interfere in a match because I too enjoy throwing hands. So,
well, if you make sure that if you're going to throw hands, that you throw hands in Steve's match with Shelly against Joey Ross.
Oh, I'll throw hands with Joey, no problem.
Oh, I might have to insist that Cactus accompanies us to ringside. We need your help.
Oh,
this is
what else?
All right, I really got to pee, guys. I've held out as long as I can. Let's go.
All right. Great matches. Rocket Pro had many. Connor Hopkins versus Eric Dillinger was off the chain. Gunner Braves match boggles my mind.
Get the shit out of his mama.
Yeah, his mom was not happy. Christian Rose, Flash Harris, instant classic. The Final Level continues to be the best tag team. And right now, I challenge any tag team working anywhere. You're not going to beat the Final Level. The game over maneuver, super kick into the M80. Nobody walks away from that. That is the best tag team of all time, and I'll prove it. So many great matches. The main event was unbelievable. Koa, Quinn, Garrison Creed. There was waterboarding. There were bodies flying everywhere. And somehow Quinn Whittick managed to find his way to retain the title. And Koa is not happy. So I don't think Koa and Quinn are done by any stretch of the imagination. Rocket Pro, another sold out standing room only situation, biggest crowd ever. And that leads us to the finale, Kicks on 66. Dreambreaker Aaron Stone cashes in his briefcase, gets his shot at Quinn Whittick. That's your main event. A lot of other matches. You've got Connor Hopkins versus Gunner Brave in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Outer Limits title. That is going to be amazing. Finally, Rion Skills and Maximus Orion will settle their differences in their match. So, Kicks on 66. Not all matches have been announced, but enough have been announced to know that it's going to be an amazing show. Don't miss it. There's the graphic. Now, before Cactus has to pee, we got a few things happening this weekend. We talked about the Super Wrestlers. We know that's on Sunday. Friday night.
I can't wait anymore, so I'm just going to say this. Steve, if you can get me a ticket to CSW so that I can see Shalance, that'd be really cool of you to do.
I will work on it at a minute when I'm done with it.
Expeditiously.
I will do what I can.
I gotta go.
Goodbye, Cactus.
Bye.
Cactus Rex saying goodnight. So then there were Steve, Rion, and Red. Real quick, let's go through the CSW. It's the second coming. We got a big show. One of the main event matches, Red, Vic Capri challenges for the heavyweight title against Axel Rico. Axel Rico went to hell and back with Gunner Brave.
Yes, he did. Ooh. Vic, I'm gonna take Vic. I know Axel has been a fighting champion, but is Vic. And Vic, if I'm correct, this is Vic's first title shot since relinquishing the belt, right?
Since I had to strip him, yes, it's his first title opportunity. Absolutely. One of the worst moments of my career.
So that's my thing. I'm somebody that hasn't lost versus somebody who won and then had to give it up. So you know what? I'm just gonna say I'm not even gonna call this because it can really go either way. I feel if this was anybody else, I would swear up and down it would be Axel. But this is Vic Capri. He never lost, so I don't, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna pick that match.
In a special attraction match, we have Solomon Tupu of the Hate Keepers taking on legendary ECW WWE superstar Rhino.
Two house, as they like to say. Two house going head to head. And I'm going to say
3 words, Red. I got 3 words for you. Gore, gore, gore.
You're a bore. What?
Here.
Oh, yes, Rhino. Rhino. I agree.
Rhino wins. In other Hate Keepers news, we have got Conan Lycan, the #1 contender, the Ring of Destiny holder, so to speak, taking on the gatekeeper, Adam Stallion.
I'm going with the #1 contender. And I know you hate that.
I do.
But I think, when you have his accomplishments versus the #1 fan favorite and all that other stuff, that, the Hate Keepers, Conan has something to prove, and not saying Adam doesn't. Conan has something to prove. And I think he looks at this match on Friday as a match that discusses him. You are the GM, Steve, and you make this match. And I think he is going to use this match to show you and show the fans what he really thinks of you and the fans. And this is going to be his homage to spitting in your face.
Well, he can homage spitting in my face all he wants. He's got to beat Adam Stallion, one of the scrappiest competitors I've ever seen, and he's going to have to kill him to beat him because Adam Stallion will not go quietly. The next match is not sanctioned. I refuse. When they brought this to my attention, I said, we can't have this match. I don't want it. There's no read for it. But still, here it is. So you're going to get the tag team. It's a mixed tag match. Heather Reckless and the bastard known as Hades X1X versus the Monster Cypher and Sky Blue. No good comes from this match. And Sky Blue is riding the biggest high of her life. She is now officially, unequivocally all elite. Judging by the match she just had on Dynamite, where she looked the best she's ever looked in her life, she has made it. And she is going to be put in a match with Cypher, who is still under the influence of Reckless, and that monster Hades, who's been stalking her for months. I don't like it. I don't support it. I won't sanction it. And I won't be held responsible for what happens if Miss Blue is injured, because this shouldn't be happening in the damn first place. Your thoughts?
You're not gonna sanction it.
Hell no.
Then why is it on your show?
There are powers above me.
I'm just saying. I think you kind of bogus. You won't sanction the match, but you're advertising so you can get people's money for it. That's bogus. You're a bogus GM. You're a bogus GM.
I am not. I am a GM that understands.
You want folks. Think about it. You want folks to see, oh, I love Sky Blue. I watch her every Wednesday and Friday. I'm coming. Yeah. But you won't sanction her match. I bet she even asked you to sanction.
I'm going to tell you this. There are powers greater than me that said this match will happen. I said this match doesn't need to happen. They said, Steve, it's not your choice this time. So I'm just saying that I will not be held responsible.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
All right.
Moving on. Red, you know I love the scramble match. I love the scramble match. You know. What do I love?
Just eat some eggs. Just eat some eggs, man. God.
What a lineup. The dad bod demigod, Joey Mayberry.
Uh-huh.
Your boy Barrett.
That's that my boy.
The Jet, Joey Avalon. I'm sorry, not Barrett.
Right.
Where's my head? Joey Avalon, Drew Montgomery, and Suge. Is that not the most interesting dynamic of 5 human beings you've ever seen?
First of all, oh my God. Had you make this match after a couple of weeks ago after drinking on the power? You make this match.
No,
Yes, you did.
Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, maybe I did.
Yeah, you did. Because you clearly gave 0 fucks about putting shit that made sense together with this one. You put 3. Let's be honest. Look at this picture, Steve. The 3 top people are the most sadistic, evil, mentally ill people that work for you. Right?
That is, Suge is demented. Drew Montgomery is a sociopath, and the Jet just will impale anybody.
Now you got Gary, right? Yeah, he been on loser street. And then you got the dead by demigod or whatever he got. Yeah. So really, this is gonna start off as a handicap, 3 against 2, till they decapitate both of them, and then it's like us watching Jason versus Michael Myers versus Freddy Krueger, and just go for what you know. I'm not picking a winner.
I'm gonna pick a winner.
It's gonna be blood.
Now, it could be blood. Like blood isn't winning, but you know who's winning? Joey Mayberry's winning.
No. Nope. If I have to pick somebody, I am picking Avalon.
Well, I mean, it's a great pick. I mean, Avalon is very, very difficult to beat, but I think it's Avalon. I think it's Mayberry's time. He is electric. He is as good as it gets.
Yeah,
He is in the best shape of his life.
It's time to die.
Plus, he's a sexy beast. Let's not forget that. I hear
Next
things.
match.
I hear things. The next match.
match.
All count anywhere. The dog-faced bastard, Greg Murray, one of my all-time favorite people in this business, taking on one
He
of
was.
least
He
favorite.
used to be mine.
What?
Used to be mine, but go ahead.
One of my least favorite people, that son of a bitch, career killer, Chris Miller. They might still be fighting in the streets of Chicago as we speak. They were street fighting last time. They might still be fighting, and they've been fighting for a month. And they're going to roll it back into Franklin Park and continue their Falls Count Anywhere at the Second Coming. That's amazing.
So do you want my professional pick or my personal pick?
Well, I mean, is there a difference?
Yes, there's very much a difference.
Well, let's hear them both.
Well, my professional pick is Greg Murray. My personal pick is Chris Miller. Because I'm that petty. I'm that petty.
You're petty.
Greg, I'm petty. You said somebody else was a better manager than me.
Oh.
So I'm petty. Nah, I can be petty.
Well, you can be petty all you
Next
want.
match.
Next match. Triple threat action for the CSW Women's Championship. This might be the match of the night. Hell, this is the match of the night.
Lodge.
Sierra, the CSW Women's Champion. NWA Super.
Nope.
Taking on Shelly the Bombshell. Arguably the most popular CSW superstar.
True.
And they're taking on OVW Women's Champion, the magical songstress that is Shalance Royale.
Yep.
What a damn.
Shalance, that's the end of the discussion. No.
You remember when Shalance was on this show?
She ripped this show a new butthole.
Do you remember when she came on this show?
Yeah, she ripped us a whole new one. Like we had never had an interview like that ever. Ever.
So does that mean Morris Day is coming to Franklin Park on Friday?
No.
Oh.
Have to get ready for Dreamwave.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dreamwave. Big show. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Yeah, it's gonna be a great match. Red says Shalance. Boy.
Yep.
I love Shelly.
Gonna be a new champ.
I love Shelly and I love Shalance, but Sierra right now is in her prime, and it's gonna be tough to take that strap away from her. I'm going with Sierra.
Nope.
Tag team championship match. The Hate Keepers. Boucher. Marston taking on Big Mood. Mateo Valentine and the man that I just married, Jack Moody. It's time for Big Mood to strike gold. Big Mood wins this match.
But you said that last time, and it didn't happen.
It's going to happen this time.
But, that's like you saying it's going to rain on every cloudy day. It's going to rain. Eventually, you're going to be right.
Such a buzzkill. I'm
just saying. But I will agree with you this time.
Big Mood.
I think this might be I called it last weekend.
You did? You did?
So I'm gonna call it again this weekend, and I'm agree with you. Big Mood, your new CSW Tag Team Champions.
And the last announced match, at least for the moment, is I guess you call it a trios match. Team Sexy, which is Brian Matthews and Jax Johnson, teaming up with their good friend Iniestra, taking on the team of Marshe Rocket, your boy.
Oh, day.
Shay! And Mario Pardua, the most electrifying man in all of Poland. And say it with me, you know the song, The Bee.
It feels so good. I feel so good. That's why Boz wanted to come on the show.
So who wins? As if I didn't know.
Hey, you already know. All day Polish sexiness. That's their new name. All day Polish sexiness. That's it.
All right. Well, I kind of agree with you. I think that is probably exactly what is going to happen. So if you can't make it out to CSW this Friday night, you certainly can turn on WTV and catch what's going on. Real quick, before we wrap this up, we got a couple more shows to talk about. Let's go through SCW this Saturday night. It's Wrestle Rock at the Steam Hollow Brewery. A couple of matches that have been announced and I'm really excited about. What about the real sharpshooter, James Creed, taking on A Jizzle? This is the match I did not know I needed until it got announced. Acid Jazz and James Creed. I can't wait to see this match.
I'm always back Jazz. Always.
I would love to back Jazz in this case, but James Creed is
I don't care.
Jazz Red.
Once a touch, always a touch. You know.
Yeah. Indeed.
And you never know. You know, me and somebody else might have to ride down, make sure Jazz get that dub, you know, and then head back. You know.
Little soldier boy happening. You've got Punitive Damages versus Johnny Chaos and Odinson in a tag team match. So you've got the Attorney and the Sheik. That should be a hell of a match. Punitive Damages pisses me off more than anybody else. So I'm going with Chaos and Odinson.
Chaos and Odinson. There we go.
And since I have been absent from SCW, they've brought in a few new personalities that I can't wait to meet. We've got Trog the Caveman versus Bonanza. Red, give me your insight into this match because I don't know.
I don't know either. I've never seen Trog before.
So
I don't know.
They refer to this as absolutely bananas. Both men say very little, if anything, at all, but we will try to catch up with them as we get closer to this event. It's very dynamic, and it's gonna destroy Steam Hollow. It's gonna be amazing. Trog the Caveman, his reputation is amazing, and Bonanza just looks crazy. So I can't wait to see what kind of chaos they do. Then we've got the tag team championships in the line. We've got the Titans of Destruction, VJ Price, and El Dorado taking on Modern Day Decay, which is Kazile. And I can't identify his partner by this photo, but he certainly looks fairly feisty. What say you of this match?
Have you ever met Kazile? Well, you were there.
He almost stabbed me with a damn fork.
You were there the night that they were on top of that area that nobody's supposed to be there, and they jumped and went through. Yeah, I'm going with him and his partner because clearly they not wrapped too tight.
I think Team Top Shelf takes the night and they retain. And then in a championship match, the SCW Genesis title is up for grabs. And it is the defending champion, the Hawaiian Hitman, Koa Laksamana, taking on a guy you know far too well, Just Amazing.
After what I saw Saturday, Koa. if I was, again, when you're right in front and you could clearly see everything, yeah, Koa.
So Steam Hollow Brewery, there's gonna be a band called Group Therapy there. It's gonna be fantastic. We've got the timing a little bit better than last month, so it should go very seamlessly. You'll have a great time. The beer is wonderful. Come out for a memorable night at Steam Hollow. It's going to be great this Saturday night. Manteno, Illinois. Don't miss SCW Wrestle Rock. And Red, tell us a little bit about Dreamwave.
Really? Did you? You're just going to come out of nowhere and ask me that?
Well,
Dreamwave presents Anniversary.
And you got Johnny Dreamwave, right?
Lula Grata. Yes, of course we have Johnny Dreamwave. I'm going to give you the card in a second because you caught me off guard. Thanks a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, and what I like to believe is our main event, Johnny Dreamwave versus Old Evil Christian Rose. And then we have, you like scramble matches, Mr. Scrambled Eggs.
I am a scramble match aficionado.
We have a 4-way scramble for the alternative title. It is from the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley versus Mike Bailey versus Nick Wayne versus the champion Gringo Loco. Again, for the alternative title, that is a 4-way scramble. And what is a tag match? It is, I guess, could you call them Mike's? The Mike's? Mike Hardenbauer versus Mike Bennett. With Mike Bennett versus Lance Warner and Manners. I don't want to be, I think this is one of those matches you can't really call, is PCO versus the Workhorse. Warhorse, my bad, the Workhorse.
Is it the Workhorses or Warhorse? Because I would be very much more impressed if it's a Warhorse.
It's Warhorse. In the match that I can't wait to see, I just saw him a couple of weeks ago with his son, so I can't wait to see what he can actually still do in the ring. It is Rock and Roll Express legend Ricky Morton versus Eric Cannon. That will be a good one. Marcus Mathers takes on Stephen Wolf in a match that I hope Justin Fowler, the Buns of Steel. Ain't that your guy? The Buns of Steel?
They're steel buns, no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, they about to be ripped apart, baby, because all day Marche, baby. Yeah,
Wait,
we
let's
rolling
raise it up. Raise it up.
We rolling into LaSalle, baby. We are rolling into LaSalle, baby. We are getting ready to do it.
Soldier Boy.
And here we go for the vacant tag team championships. It will be a gauntlet match. And the teams consist of Rocket Pro's new tag team champions, those damn Coyotes. A friend of ours, Seduce and Destroy, that is the team of Bucky and the evil genius, Aaron Xavier.
Finally got the two on the same page today.
Right. We got the team, the Hype. We got the 4-star heroes. And the last team, the Dope Kings.
Oh, man. Say it loud,
Right.
say it proud. They're going to win that match. No offense to Aaron Xavier and Bucky, but where the Dope Kings come, the Dope Kings rule.
I think the Dope Kings going to get it. Plus, we are going to hear from none other than Vic Capri. The pre-show scramble match. Again, there you go. You love scramble match. Dylan McKay versus Florida Man versus Jordan Cross versus your boy, Victor Estrada.
Diestra.
Well, I can't say it. I can't speak it, so I can't say it. Jimmy Hart will be there. Vita Scott will be on the commentary team. Ladies and gentlemen, this all happens this Saturday. And unfortunately, this show has been sold out for months.
Yeah, it's
months.
It's a big show.
Months. So, but you can also catch us on IWTV. And this show will take, bell time will be 6 o'clock. Again, this show is sponsored by Lou Lagrados. And when I say dude, I don't, first of all, nobody knows I don't play about my chicken wings. I really don't. And they chicken wings, fire. So that ain't even that pizza. I just like chicken. Yes, stereotype. Don't you? I see you out there. Stop talking about black people and chicken.
Come on, let's not be that. Don't be that guy. Don't be those people.
Right. Don't do that. But it is good. Little Grottos chicken.
Lot of great activities this weekend to partake in, from CSW to SCW to Dreamwave to the Night of the Super Wrestlers. It's going to be an amazing week. We're going to be out there having a great time doing our thing. Next week on this show, we
need a break.
Huh?
I said we might need a break.
We don't need a break. We're going to be right back at this next Tuesday night, featuring one of the best young talents in the business today. I can't wait to get the backstory on one Wrestle League superstar called Kid Lat. He will be our guest next week on the Power Hour. Should be a good one. Thanks to Billy Wack. Check out Night of the Super Wrestlers. Concord Music Hall. There are some tickets still available, which is shocking. Go get them, because this is a once in a lifetime. Check out CSW Friday, SCW Saturday, Dreamwave. You can't check out new IWTV because it's sold out. But definitely come out and hang with us at Super Wrestlers on Sunday. Billy Wack has been on our show many times. We appreciate his genius on this show all the time. Kid Lack next week. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Cactus. Thank you, Rion. And we will see you next week. Good night, everybody. Say good night, Red.
Good night, Red.
There we go.